On this 2016 through 2024 Honda Civic with the 1.5 turbo engine, P04F0 is an EVAP incorrect purge flow fault. In plain language, the PCM may be seeing the purge valve itself act normally, but the rest of the EVAP purge path may not be flowing the way it expects. The vehicle may drive normally, or it may simply have an emissions warning and readiness concern. Possible fault areas can include purge hoses, tube connections, restrictions, ports, and the EVAP canister purge nozzle area. Start with the basic system checks and follow a structured diagnostic approach before narrowing in on the purge flow path. For this test path, have a vacuum pump gauge 0-30 in Hg and a vacuum pressure gauge 0.4 in Hg. Turn the vehicle to the on mode. Then, in the HDS, select EVAP test and run the function test. This is the scan tool entry point for the fault. The diagnostic logic here is that if the PCM sees the EVAP canister purge valve as normal, but still sees a problem in the EVAP system, it sets P04F0, and the next move is to check the purge flow plumbing and ports in order. For the EVAP canister purge line inspection, set up with the EVAP canister purge valve removed, while keeping its connector and vacuum hose connected. Disconnect the vacuum hose or purge line from the EVAP canister purge valve. Then disconnect the EVAP canister purge line from the EVAP canister. Connect the T-fitting, the vacuum pressure gauge 0.4 in Hg, and the vacuum pump gauge 0.30 in Hg to the EVAP canister purge line. Slowly apply about 2 kPa 0.6 in Hg, 15 mm Hg of vacuum to the hose. The expected result is that the EVAP canister purge line does not hold vacuum. If that result is abnormal, stay on the EVAP canister purge line and look for the problem there before moving on. Next, inspect purge tube B between the EVAP canister purge nozzle and the EVAP canister purge valve. Look for a poor connection, blockage, or damage. The connection should be okay, and there should be no damage. If that visual inspection is abnormal, the problem is with purge tube B. If the visual check is okay, disconnect purge tube B from the EVAP canister purge nozzle and connect the vacuum pump gauge 0.30 in Hg to the tube. Select HDS PCS, CPV on, then apply vacuum to the tube. The expected result is that purge tube B does not hold vacuum. If that result is abnormal, focus on purge tube B between the EVAP canister purge nozzle and the EVAP canister purge valve. After purge tube B, move to purge tube D. Check the section between the EVAP canister purge nozzle and intake air duct E for a poor connection, blockage, or damage. The connection should be okay, and there should be no blockages or damage. If that visual inspection is abnormal, the problem is with purge tube D. If it passes, disconnect purge tube D from the intercooler outlet pipe B and connect the vacuum pump gauge 0.30 in Hg to purge tube D. Apply vacuum to the tube. The expected result is that purge tube D does not hold vacuum. If that result is abnormal, focus on purge tube D between the intercooler outlet pipe B and the EVAP canister purge nozzle. Now check the ports. With purge tube D disconnected from the intercooler outlet pipe B, check the intercooler outlet pipe B port for debris or clogs. The expected condition is no debris or clogs. If that check is abnormal, the problem is at the intercooler outlet pipe B port. Then, with purge tube B disconnected from the EVAP canister purge nozzle, check the EVAP canister purge nozzle port for debris or clogs. Again, the expected condition is no debris or clogs. If that check is abnormal, the problem is at the EVAP canister purge nozzle port. If the purge line, purge tube B, purge tube D, the intercooler outlet pipe B port, and the EVAP canister purge nozzle port all indicate normal condition, then the remaining EVAP canister purge nozzle is determined to be the cause. The key with P04F0 is not to jump to the last item. Work the purge flow path in order, prove each section, and only make the final call after the earlier checks pass. Verify the repair separately and confirm the code stays gone. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.